Hi class, this video will help you look for sources for this essay 3 and your next essay. It will all have to do with analyzing literature. And when you analyze literature, you need to find sources that are usually called literary criticism. And it's not being critical of, in a mean way, of a certain text, but it's just analyzing a certain text through various different lenses. And so those are the kind of sources I would like you to find, and I'm going to show you where and how to find them. So first, we need to go to our library. One way to do this is you can look over here in My College Resources and you can find library. So you can just click on that. And that's probably the easiest way to get there. Another way to get there would be to go to just the El Centro page if you don't want to get into eCampus. And you can go to Service and Resources. And find Academic Resources. And there you can find Library. Another quicker way to do it is to go all the way down here to the bottom and you can find Quick Links and Library. So when you get to the library, the thing that we're going to be looking for is you need research help, right? So let's go to these research guides. Okay, so these are all the guides and they will show you what databases or what books would be helpful for a particular topic. So if you wanted to do accounting or architecture or biology, all of those things are here. But really we need to go down to not English because those sources are more for English as a language and English as argument. We want to go down to literature. So if we click on that, we will find, here we go. Here are all the databases, the best databases to find this information. So we have Bloom's Literature, we have Literary Reference Center, and she's basically explaining, I say she because I think the librarian who wrote this is a she, of what all these tabs up here will take you to, basically. So here we have books and ebooks. I probably would recommend not doing that because you'll be more likely to find online things through these databases. So you can do this Literary Reference Center, Literary Criticism, that it's online. Academic Search Complete is also a good place to do any of these. But if we go back to the home, the ones that have been recommended are this Literary Reference Center and this Bloom's Literature. So you might want to try those first. If you go to websites, it will show you some recommended websites, but I recommend that you probably not do these because they are not going to give you the kind of literary criticism that you need. And this has information about giving credit, the MLA, how to do that, Noodle Tools, which we've gone over a little bit in the past. So let's go to the Literary Reference Center. And we can search for, let's say, Antigone. And I can search down here and say Antigone Sophocles, Antigone Tragic Hero. Let's just do Sophocles first and see what we can find. And we're going to be wanting to look at the titles of these to find which articles, and also we would like to see, we've limited it to full text because we don't want to find something that we're not able to get our hands on. So a lot of these look like encyclopedias or things like that, but you might use some of that, but I think something more along the lines of criticism would be more helpful. So like this one's Destabilizing Haman, Radically Reading Gender and Authority in Sophocles' Antigone. Sounds interesting, has the full text, but it seems like it's more about Haman, and we want to focus either on Antigone or Creon. And you may choose, before you even do research, which one you want to focus on, and maybe that will, you could put Creon in the search term if you wanted to focus on Creon or Antigone in the search term. So there's a lot of different stuff. So maybe I'm not finding the exact stuff that I want in this section because it seems to be just a lot of more reference material, encyclopedias and things. So if I click on this, like this encyclopedia, it just gives me basic information of who the characters are. So that's not really what I'm looking for. So maybe I need to find a different, maybe I could try this Antigone Tragic Hero. Okay, so this is the female tragic hero in English Renaissance drama. That's not the area that we're looking at. This is a part of a book that could be useful called The Tragic Hero. So it might have, we can look at the abstract and see it presents an in-depth examination of the role and characteristics of the hero in tragic drama. So that could be promising. And I would look up at the PDF for the full text. And so I might want to read this chapter and see what it has to say about tragic heroes, what it has to say about Antigone perhaps, because it came up in that search term. And also has some of the terms in here like hamartia, things like that. So you don't have to use just these outside sources for supporting your views on Antigone or Creon, but you can also do it with your views on what your views are, but what a tragic hero is defined as. So that would also be a helpful thing for you to do. Database. So I would go back to the guide. Let's try Bloom's Literature and see what we can come up with. Okay, so let me just to Antigone, Sophocles. Okay, so here we have reference, criticism, literary works, videos. So what we want is criticism. So this is going to give us a list of all of these different titles. So here's dramatic effect, introduction to Antigone. An introduction might actually be helpful. Two burials. Ooh, the contrast between Antigone and Creon. That might be a good one. So I'm going to click on that one. And it's pretty short. And so there's the URL. And here's the information of where it came from. It came from a study of Sophoclean drama from 1958, and here are the page numbers. And so if you choose to cite from this, you will need to have that of the author and all of this information, and you would need to put it into MLA, or if you go to here to citation, it looks like, look, it puts it into MLA for you. You can just copy and paste. So also, if you are still having trouble finding information, you can always ask a librarian. That's literally why they're here. So you can click on this and ask a question and tell them what you need, like journal articles, and you submit it. And yeah, they will, or you can even call them too if you would rather talk to someone in person. So please be aware that the librarians are there to help you with this, finding this information. All right, good luck.